So I want to introduce our next speaker, who I see is in the room, this is her book. This is Sarah Lascano. I want to show you her book. So beautiful. Women are really stepping into it. Unlock your path. Oh, I'm reading on the back here, Unlock Your Path to Healing, the Hidden Force Within. So let me tell you a little bit about Sarah. All right, so she is the best-selling author. Well, there you go. This is what it looks like. Best-selling author of The Hidden Force Within. She is an energy medicine practitioner, a former engineer of 15 years turned healer, who uses her engineering and medical background in her work as an incredible energy medicine practitioner. So Sarah, welcome to the Stand Up Speak Up show.
Thank you so much. It's such a pleasure to be here.
Absolutely. All right. I see your book in the background as well. So the topic that Sarah is going to be talking to us today about is called The Body Can Heal. That's good news.
It is very good news.
It's very good news. The thing that you may not know about Sarah is that she loves to ride her tractor. So that probably wasn't the first thing that popped into your mind when you met Sarah. All right. And the music that she's gigging on right now is Olivia Newton-John, the song Magic. Some of us know that song. It probably popped right into your head. For everybody today, you're going to get a complimentary stress reset session. Oh, yay. Everyone's going to get treated today. And then for one lucky listener, again, if you don't know how it works, you need to listen to win. We'll ask a question. 60-day access to her abundant digital healing library. She has this incredible library with over 40 digital sessions, from headaches to sleep to digestion, and they are all about healing the body and reducing anxiety and filling up self-love. And that value is $1,000. So let's talk a little bit today. My goodness, thank you so much for coming on. I just want to ask a question kind of right off the top, is kind of like, what is it about the work that you do that enables people to have results? Because engineer, healing, and healing the body. So take us through that little journey a bit.
So most of us don't realize, but the body actually has an innate wisdom. When we cut our finger, our body knows how to heal. It follows this tremendously complex process of boosting circulation and stopping bleeding and fighting infection and then healing the wound. And none of that needs to be done with our conscious mind. Our body just knows how to do that. So if we can just tap into this force that our body has to heal, we can actually heal really big things. We can heal things like chronic infections. We can heal things like migraines, anxiety, bowel disease, food sensitivities, allergies, tremendously big things that modern medicine really doesn't have a way to heal. So did you realize that 6 in 10 Americans have at least one chronic illness? And 4 in 10 Americans have 2 or more chronic illnesses. And modern medicine is wonderful if you have a heart attack, if you have a head injury, if you have a life-threatening infection. These are the times when modern medicine is miraculous and necessary. But when we have something more chronic, like migraines, like allergies, like food sensitivities, like bowel disease, like diabetes, even cancer, a lot of times there is no solution. There is no way to heal the problem. There's only managing symptoms. And so if we can be empowered to have a different method of actually tuning into the body's strength, finding what the body knows already, harnessing that power and using it to get well, we can actually have miraculous results. And that's what we do with energy medicine. We actually heal the untreatable. We find solutions that help people reclaim their endocrine health, their hormonal balance, the health of the body, where things can be very frustrating and keep us from being in our power.
Wow. So let's put a connection together a little bit. So you've got someone that's got a chronic condition. By nature, they may be thinking, no one can help me. I've done everything. Doctors say this, the books say this. Maybe Dr. Google, if they're looking up, I just say Dr. Google, not to be rude, but if they go searching in the wild web, they try to put things together. They talk to people with the same situation. Can you put those together so someone's like, how? I mean, I can hear it strong and clear, like how?
Yeah. So I've actually created a very simple process of being able to tune into that body's innate wisdom, being able to leverage it in a customized way. So here's another footnote. I believe symptoms are our body's way of speaking to us. Okay, it's the body crying for help. The body can't just tap you on the shoulder and say, hey, could you please pay attention to this? This isn't working for me. It'd be wonderful if it could. And some of us might be psychic and we could do that maybe. But most of us are not, and we need a way of knowing something isn't working. That's what our symptoms do. They tell us that something needs to change and they get our attention. If we can then pay attention and listen and tune in to our body's innate wisdom, it can guide us to the root cause of the problem. So we have a very simple process that I teach, that I developed, that I have healers that follow now. I've trained them in this process, and it's called the HEAL method. And it really boils down to this. H is for hearing what the body is experiencing. Is it a memory? Is it a mental pattern? Is it something in the subconscious? Is it something the body is holding from a trauma or an accident or injury? The second step is to experience, it's to connect with what is happening in the body. Where is it? Is it in the liver? Is it in the nervous system? Is it in the immune system? Is it in the mental body? Is it an emotion? Where is it? Experience that. The third step is to allow that to be there. Normally, we jump into fix-it mode. We jump into analysis mode. And by doing that, we're actually grasping onto the problem and locking it into our body. So we're doing the exact opposite of what we think we're doing. So by allowing, recognizing and allowing that to be there without attachment. And then the L is to really let it go. Give it permission to move and move out. And so the Buddhists call this inviting it to tea. I love that. It's so perfect. You invite this to tea and let it move without attachment again. When we do this with precision, with trained precision, we can actually tap into the subconscious mind. We can find where something is clogging the works, whether it's work stress, whether it's not being able to prioritize your needs, whether it's trauma, abuse from the past, whether it's even something your ancestors experienced. All kinds of places, energy can come and affect us and block our body's ability to be in balance. So if we can move those, we can heal things like chronic strep infections, like Lyme infections, like cancer, like bowel disease. We can see marked improvements and even total healing. Anxiety go away in just a couple of sessions. Severely restricted diets shift in just 3 or 4 sessions. Truly miraculous when we allow the body's ability to heal to repair. Very, very powerful.
Wow. So for some people, they're listening to this and they're like, yeah, you know what? I've heard about this for a long time. I understand the body. And some people, this is the absolute first time that they may even have heard of something like this conceptually, like that this may be way out there. And so I always find that if you can put it into an example, it's helpful. So do you have someone that had something that you could just maybe walk us through their process? To give people a visual picture of what that might look like?
Absolutely. A couple different situations. So I'd love to introduce you to Elena. Elena had chronic strep infection. So Elena was a very healthy, freshly out of college person entering the workforce. She was really healthy, but every month she would get a strep throat infection and have to go to the doctor and take antibiotics. And the antibiotics would get rid of the infection, but the very next 3 weeks, she'd suddenly have strep throat again. And this cycle happened for five months, and she came to me in the hopes of figuring out what in the world is my body doing? How do I get this to stop? Because obviously the antibiotics weren't working. So in 2 sessions, we worked on some things from her past. We worked on her perfectionist tendencies, some anxiety, some fears of doing things wrong. She was very conscientious. We worked on her immune system. We repaired her immune system's ability to function properly and to see the bacteria. And in just 2 sessions, the infections left and never came back. Her immune system was able to conquer them. And actually, she came back to my world about 6 years later, and her infections had never returned. They had been gone for good. And so this is a great example of how energy can block our body's functioning and keep us in symptom. And with just a little work, we can repair the immune system, the nervous system, our body's functioning to be able to maintain health in a way that it couldn't.
Thank you for sharing that. And I love two words you just put together, maintain health. So I hope that everyone listening, but the majority of women in Nose of Support women that are listening today are healthy, full of vitality, doing their thing, feeling good. Is there anything that anyone can do to maintain health, heal like now and forever? And you talked some stuff about ancestral, like what can we do to stay that way?
Yeah. So, one thing that I think is really important, there's some research that shows that women shoulder 80% of the healthcare decisions for their families. Ladies, that's us. We have to be empowered with tools that we can use to help not just maintain, not just treat symptoms, but be truly well. Like we want to march into our 80s and 90s in vital health, not just barely making it here. We want to thrive. And so we have to learn some techniques that not just treat symptoms, but actually help restore our health for the long game, for the long term. And so we must look at our mind, our body, and our energy if we hope to do that. We cannot just look at our physical body, which is what our healthcare system is. I have a bunch of doctors in my family. I love them. And if you talk to them, they have 15 minutes with a patient and they get nothing more. And so they do not have the time to incorporate this type of analysis and healing. Even holistic doctors don't have time to dig into the mental and the energetic roots of disease. So we must take it upon ourselves to do this. We owe it to our families and ourselves to help find that vital wellness and to really help avoid the medical system because it does have some issues. I mean, let's face it, it's not optimal if you're looking for preventative or chronic wellness. I mean, health issues. So it really behooves us to play a role. So I encourage everyone to really learn about your body's energy, about how the mind affects the body affects the mind. And if you end up with a chronic illness, seek out solutions that can actually restore your body's health, not just manage symptoms. And there are many places you can look for healing that does this. Energy medicine is the one that I love. It's the one that recovered my own health. And so I firsthand have seen and know how well it works. But find something that works for you. There are different ways to do this: prayer, meditation, mindfulness, yoga. There are so many different ways that can be therapeutic. Energy medicine is very focused on getting clinical results. So when we're really working with an intention to heal and get clinically significant results that people can see.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you. That was incredible. And I feel very educated. I feel inspired as well. I have a question. Well, let's just do some thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, some hearts and some jazz hands. Here's the book that if you want more, I'm sure you're going to put some information in the chat, Sarah, right? I know I have a gift that I'm going to give before I do. Katie, do you have any little feedback to that? I mean, wow, I'm excited.
What I love about that is it gives hope that we can heal ourselves, right? Like sometimes you think you just have to wait until it's, oh shoot, now it's already happened. But to think that we have that own power within us, I love that. I think it gives me hope, and I'm a lot of people like, let's learn more, educate ourselves on this. I love it.
Well, a reminder to everybody that put your information in the chat, and everyone is going to get a complimentary stress reset session, which I'm not going to put words in Sarah's mouth, but I'm assuming that stress probably plays a part in conditions. I'm just thinking, I don't know. call me old school,
Absolutely.
but I think we all know that by now. And then the person who is going to win this incredible 60-day access, this $1,000 package where you can go and just download over 40 digital sessions. I'm going to ask a question, your answer and your email, please. The first person to enter, and that is going to be, Sarah said that women predominantly make the decisions, the health decisions for the family. What percentage of health decisions do women make for themselves and their family? There was a number that was kind of shocking. She said near the end there, if you put that in, then you are going to win that prize. So again, let's do some da, 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 love, love, love. Thank you, thank you, thank you.